Hi, it's Chris from Pig and Fig Catering. Hope you're well. I just want to show you a quick recipe for making some pancakes, and then there's a couple of fillings that I'd like to add to it. So one being a chicken and mushroom pancake. I'm going to make that into a crispy pancake. Reminders of the days when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s. So I'm going to make a chicken and mushroom crispy pancake, and then I'm just going to talk you through that I've just going to make a vegetable filling as well, and do that slightly differently. I'm going to wrap and roll that one, and I'll quickly show you how to do that, and just talk you through the filling that I have for that one. But first of all, I'd like to show you how to make the pancake mix. So I'm just going to talk you through the ingredients and get it cooking.
Okay, so here we go. For the really simple basic batter, it's 125 grams of flour, a pinch of salt, 1 egg, and about 220 mils of milk there. I'm just going to whisk the egg and then add that and the milk to the flour to form a really nice smooth batter. Consistency should be to coat a back of a spoon. Once that's made, I'm just going to set that aside for about 30 minutes, and then we can then make the pancakes. But it's important that you let it rest for that 30 minutes before we get making the pancakes. So I'm just going to start mixing it. Okay, so here goes the egg, which I've just mixed up with a fork, and I'm going to add some of the milk, like so, and just start mixing it through together. So we want to start drawing in the flour from the outside to create this really nice batter to make our pancakes. What you can do is, rather than put salt in, maybe put a bit of sugar, a bit of cinnamon, and that can then be the basis for a sweet pancake. So very, very versatile. Oops, excuse the spillage over there. Very versatile recipe. So just going to bring all that in very carefully without flicking it everywhere. So I'm just going to keep mixing that, and then we'll come back to that in a minute when I've got a really nice smooth batter. Okay, so nice smooth batter. That literally just took a couple of minutes just to get that like so. So all the milk, which is, I said, about 220, 1 egg, all in, lovely and smooth. I'm now going to let that rest for 30 minutes, and then we'll get making the pancake. Okay, so batter mix is now rested for 30 minutes. Pan is on, non-stick pan with just a very small amount of oil, as you can see in the bottom. Temperature is high. I'm just going to take a ladle full of my mix, just under a ladle, and gently move the batter mix around the pan. Important to work cleanly here. You don't want little bits of batter mix catching on the ring or on the side of the pan. So, okay, I'm happy that's evenly spread. So I'm now just going to let that cook through. So a couple of little tips. That's non-stick, so I've put a bit of oil in. So between pancakes, if your pan isn't particularly great, just a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil and smear it around the pan just to stop that sticking. I'm going to stack them up on top of each other. No need to put any baking parchment between them. They won't stick, they'll be absolutely fine. And then once these are all cooked off, this mix makes around about 10 pancakes. I'll very, very quickly show you the vegetable pancake, which was simply rolled and will bake through the oven. And then I'll show you how to make the crispy pancake with chicken and mushrooms. So I'll get back to you in a moment. So palette knife underneath, and then I'm simply just going to flip it over. We've got a nice brown colour, and probably about 30 to 40 seconds on the other side, just to give it a little bit of colour. And they're incredibly pliable. That's why you can roll them and fold them and do all sorts with them. So, okay, I'm just going to nudge up the side there very carefully. Yep, that's done. So I'm going to just flip that out like so. So I'm just going to continue now making the rest of the pancakes, and then I'll show you how to fold, and we'll get on with the crispy pancakes. Okay, so I mentioned about the veggie pancake. So here is the filling that I made up, and that was simply using some bits that I had left, which was some butternut squash, some sweet potato, some beans, some carrots, some spinach, some mushrooms, there's garlic, there's thyme in there, as well as, I think that was everything. I put in some red pepper, some stock to cook it down, so a bit like a ragu, I thought, with some lentils in it. So that's simply the veggie filling, and what I've done is put some of that in the bottom of an oven-proof dish. Then what I'm going to do is just take one of these lovely pancakes, I like that speckly on the outside, and just grab some of the filling like so. So, like so. And the thing with this filling is that you can add anything you like to it. You can add chickpeas, you can add some spice, you can add some fruit. It's, you know, could be used for absolutely anything. So just pop the filling in very, very simply. I'm going to roll and then just pop into the dish. I'm going to do a couple of those. Now that you can either put a tomato sauce on, you can put a cheese sauce on, or simply just some grated cheese and bake through the oven. So that's sort of a very simple vegetarian option. So I will now, as I say, get on with the crispy pancakes.
And now I'm just going to make the chicken filling. So really, really simple. I've got garlic, I've got 2 types of mushrooms, because I had 2 types of mushrooms. Thyme, it said a shallot. I don't have shallot, but I had some leeks. I put some leek in, 1 chicken breast, some butter, some oil, some cream. So essentially I'm going to fry everything off, put it in a bowl, and then with the residual juices, going to make that into a velouté, so we end up with this really nice, rich flavour, some sauce which I'm going to bind with the chicken and mushrooms and the leeks, and finish off with a little bit of cream, maybe a hint of Dijon mustard as well. So I'm just going to start cooking that for the moment, and I'll talk you through it. Thanks.
So here is the sauce, the chicken velouté, and that is just using the leftover oil, the butter that the chicken, the mushrooms and leeks and everything was cooked in. So it's going to be really flavoursome, and finished it with some chicken stock. I reckon I've used probably about 160, 170 mils there. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of white pepper, because it's what we call a blonde sauce, a white sauce. A little bit of pepper. That just smells lovely. And I'm just going to have a little taste of it, just to make sure I'm happy with the flavour. So I'm just going to quickly go in. Lovely. Doesn't need any more salt, as I thought it wouldn't, because we've got chicken stock in it and we've got butter, so they've both got added salt. So all I'm going to do now, turn the heat off, and I'm now just going to pour that over my chicken. Some lovely smooth sauce, packed full of flavour. Put that onto the chicken, and that is just going to be left to chill now. Just, I suppose if you're looking at it now, it doesn't look overly appetising in terms of the colour of it, but it tastes delicious. We can add some flat leaf parsley at the end if we fancy, or you fancy. I don't happen to have any, so it will be just left as this, but I can tell you now the flavours are really, really nice. So I'm going to let that chill, and then, so as I keep saying, because we've got veg pancakes, but these chicken ones I'm going to do 2 different ways, but I'm going to make it like, do you remember those Findus crispy pancakes we used to get? It's going to be a bit like that. That's the plan. So a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of sort of comfort food going on there. Not high-end catering, but stuff that you have at home, and actually we can all probably have a go at and enjoy. So once that's cooled, we'll start making the crispy pancakes. Okay, off we go. Gonna make the chicken pancakes. I'm really excited about this. My favourites used to be the minced beef ones, but chicken and mushroom I'm happy with. Oh, what I did do is just add a little bit of Dijon mustard and a little bit of cream to the mix, and that's just taking it to another level in terms of flavour. So just so you know, that's what I did. So I'm just filling up the pancake, half the pancake, with some of the mushroom and some of the chicken filling. I think that's adequate. Then in here are 2 beaten eggs, and so essentially making like an egg wash, if you like. So I'm just putting some egg around the edge of the pancake, like so, with my finger, and then I'm gonna press down, add a little bit more as you go with the egg. You want to be sealing this. Now, just a little bit of care and love and attention here, just to make sure the edges are sealed, because we don't want this busting open when we fry it. So I'm now very carefully lifting this up. A little bit popped open there, but I'll pop the egg mixture, what I've got, to seal that in, over, so you've got the eggy mixture all over the pancake. Very carefully into some breadcrumbs. These are, of course, my favourite, panko breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to spoon because I don't want to get my fingers too messed up. The pancakes over, the breadcrumbs over. Okay, like so. And then flip over. Now, you don't have to do this. You could just simply do it like I did just now, which was roll it with the filling in, put a little bit of cheese on the top, a little bit of tomato sauce on the bottom, and have your pancake that way. But I really fancy trying these. So there you go. Pancake, a bit extra on there, is ready in a minute to be fried, and then I'm going to finish it. So I'm going to be fried in some vegetable oil, so shallow fried, and I'm going to take them from there and finish them up in the oven. So I'll get on and do a few more pancakes and then get cooking. Okay, so here you go. My chicken mushroom crispy pancakes. I think originally I didn't have a crispy pancake in mind, but it was just there and it needed to be done. So you can either stuff them, roll them, bake them back through the oven, or do as I did, put them in a panko crumb, very quickly crisp them off, and then pop them in the oven to finish off. Soz about the garnish, I have to say, it's not the greatest and have a lot around. So I hope you enjoy.